It's time for our Daily Grind, where we take a look at the stories that got Londoners talking this morning. And joining me at the breakfast bar today is journalist Benjamin Potter. Thanks for coming in so early this morning, Benjamin. First up, the new rules to stop and search.
Well, I think this is an interesting story because actually, if you dig a bit deeper in this story, there is no new legislation. And I think that's quite interesting because I think the idea and the sort of motivation to change the stop and search rules really comes from the 2011 riots. And I think reports showed that there was a frustration among black and ethnic minority groups around the use of stop and search in London. And 3 years on, we see no change. And all we get really is Theresa May saying, basically what she said is that, if officers use it in the wrong way, that they will have their rights removed. But whether this will actually kind of happen, we've yet to find out. And really what we need is new legislation, and we're not seeing it.
So you don't think there'll be an impact from any of these new rules now?
Look, I mean, the reports into the riots gave enough warning, and I think 3 years on, if there was going to be some sort of impact, it would have happened already. But I think it's good to have this back in the press, and as you said before about young Londoners voting, this is an issue that does affect young Londoners in many boroughs, and they should take it into their hands and try and have something changed, I think.
OK, and next up, on a completely different subject, is the perfect romantic getaway.
Yeah, I think this one's quite an interesting one. The biggest find from this research is that the perfect romantic getaway, according to a study, includes 8 hours of eating and drinking over a weekend, which the study says is quite gluttonous. I say, if you're getting away, why not indulge?
Yeah, I think that's
the worrying thing for me, though, is the getaway involves a 7:30 Friday morning departure, and I mean, I think that's a bit early. I mean, to get away at 7:30 in the morning on your romantic getaway is quite harsh.
Really? You're thinking people should head out on Thursday night before rather than taking the 7:30 on the Friday? Possibly.
I mean, surely a lie-in on the day of your departure is equally as valid as the weekend itself,
OK, fair enough. And finally, I've just written down another human doll. Is that right?
I think, Mark, this is part of a worrying trend among people getting plastic surgery, particularly wanting to kind of emulate somebody else. So if it's not the kind of Kim Kardashian bum, it's the human doll, or human Ken doll rather, or the human Barbie. And as people will see in the pictures of the recent human Ken doll, if they go online and have a look, that they'll see that this is quite worrying, because the real interest about this piece is that it's botched surgery, and we saw in the last few years more and more of these cut price surgeries where people are having all sorts of things, all sorts of really toxic things injected in all sorts of strange places in order to kind of improve their aesthetics. And I think it's a worrying trend, and one that should really be looked into.